Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is spilling some piping hot tea about none other than Yo Gotti and GloRilla. And things are getting real interesting. Word on the street is that the two are allegedly planning a luxurious holiday getaway to Hawaii. Sounds chill, right? Well, maybe not so much, because it turns out GloRilla is reportedly a little shook that Angela Simmons, Yo Gotti's on and off again girlfriend, might not be too far behind. Woo! Let's unpack all this because it's getting messy and y'all are not ready. Now, if you've been keeping up with the hip-hop world, you already know that GloRilla and Yo Gotti have been spending a lot of time together lately. From business to brunches to backstage appearances, their bond has been raising eyebrows for a while. And while many fans say it's just label business, since Glo is signed to Gotti's CMG label, others are convinced there's something more personal brewing beneath the surface. Their chemistry, those exclusive invites, and now this surprise Hawaiian getaway. It's all adding fuel to the fire that something deeper may be going on between them. But here's where things get even messier. According to insiders close to the situation, GloRilla has privately expressed concerns that Angela Simmons might catch wind of the trip and pull a pop-up. That's right. Glo allegedly believes Angela could crash the vacation uninvited just to keep an eye on what's really going down between her man and his rising star protege. If true, that says a lot about where the trust level is in that relationship. Let's rewind for a second. Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti's relationship has always been a bit of a public spectacle. From Gotti openly confessing his crush on Angela in his hit song years ago, to the pair finally going official and appearing on red carpets, their love story has played out in front of the cameras. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing. Breakup rumors, cheating speculation, and periods of radio silence have all played their timeline. So the idea that Angela might feel insecure or threatened by GloRilla. Honestly, it's not that far-fetched. What's even wilder is that sources say this Hawaii trip isn't just about pleasure. It's allegedly tied to some major CMG label business, a retreat of sorts to talk about future projects, brand expansion, and possible collaborations. But even in a business setting, you already know the optics of Gotti flying GloRilla out to paradise is gonna have people talking. And if Angela gets wind of this and decides to make an appearance, things could go from professional to problematic real quick. Now, let's be real for a moment. GloRilla has never been one to back down or sugarcoat her feelings. She's bold, she's unapologetic, and she's been making major moves in her career. But even the baddest women get caught in messy situations. And if she's really worried about Angela showing up, then there's definitely some tension behind the scenes. She's not just worried about drama, she's worried about her name and reputation being pulled into something that could overshadow her grind. What's especially interesting is how fans are reacting to the rumors. On social media, some people are shipping Yo Gotti and GloRilla, saying they make a powerful duo with undeniable chemistry. Others are calling out Gotti for being messy and potentially playing both sides. And then there's Angela's fanbase, who are urging her to walk away and not entertain the foolishness. As always, the internet is divided, but the drama is driving up clicks and speculation like crazy. Digging a bit deeper, we also have to ask, what is Yo Gotti's endgame here? If this trip is truly business-oriented, why not just make it clear and involve the whole team? Why does it feel so low-key and exclusive? Is there something he's trying to hide? Or is he just enjoying the company of a talented artist and taking advantage of the perks that come with being a boss in the music industry? The lines are definitely blurry, and people are starting to ask some hard questions. Angela, on the other hand, has been relatively quiet lately, at least publicly. But those close to her say she's still very much involved in Gotti's life and keeps tabs on everything. So if she cares about this Hawaii situation, you better believe there's going to be a confrontation, whether behind closed doors or on social media. Angela has always presented herself as classy, but everyone has their limits, and being blindsided is never a good feeling, especially not in front of millions of followers. Now let's talk about how GloRilla's career could be affected by all this. She's been rising fast, landing features with top artists, and building a strong brand. But being involved in any sort of romantic or controversial drama with her label boss could complicate things. Whether it's true or not, perception is everything. And if the public starts to believe she's only getting attention because of her proximity to Yo Gotti, it could start to undercut her hard-earned credibility. That's why Glo allegedly feels nervous about this full situation. She knows how quickly a narrative can change. Adding to the tension, some fans have pointed out how GloRilla has subtly distanced herself from certain gossip in the past. She rarely addresses rumors head-on and instead lets her music and performances do the talking. So if she's worried now, it means this trip might be bigger than we think. Maybe there's already been friction between her and Angela, or maybe she's just seen how quickly things can spiral in this industry. Either way, it's a risky move. And then there's the question of loyalty. If Gotti is still publicly linked to Angela, why is he putting himself in a position to be questioned? Shouldn't he be more careful about appearances, especially considering how visible everyone involved is? And what about Angela? If she feels disrespected or blindsided by this, is she going to walk away or confront both Gotti and Glo directly? There are so many variables at play here, and the stakes are getting higher by the minute. Let's not forget that hip-hop history is full of these types of triangles. Artists, label execs, and romantic partners getting caught up in entanglements that spill into the public eye. Sometimes it's just rumors, but other times it leads to real fallouts, feuds, and even legal issues. So while this might seem like a fun little vacation story on the surface, the reality is that it could spark major shifts in personal relationships and professional alliances. In the end, whether or not Angela crashes the Hawaii trip is still up in the air. Maybe GloRilla's just being cautious, or maybe she knows something we don't. Either way, the situation is messy, and it's got everybody watching closely. If Angela shows up in paradise unannounced, y'all better believe it's going to make headlines everywhere, and the fallout could be massive. However, recently, GloRilla took to a live stream to address a question fans had been asking her for a while. Are you and Angela Simmons cool? Her answer was candid and revealing. She admitted that whenever she and Yo Gotti go out, no matter how discreet they try to be, Angela seems to magically show up, accidentally or so it seems. Here's the kicker. GloRilla said that she doesn't post her whereabouts publicly or announce her plans, so these encounters feel way too coincidental to be random. Glo laughed as she shared this, but also made it clear she's not comfortable with the pattern. She called it giving stalker vibes, respectfully, showing she's annoyed but trying to keep it classy. That alone tells you this isn't a one-off or a silly coincidence. According to Glo, these run-ins happen so frequently that it's hard to ignore the underlying intent. What's even more interesting is that GloRilla is generally known for being laid back and focused on her career. For her to publicly call this out means she's genuinely frustrated. It also suggests that Angela's presence is affecting her peace of mind, something that could impact how she moves forward with Yo Gotti and within the industry. Let's examine some of the specific incidents GloRilla might be referring to. Fans and social media sleuths have pieced together a timeline that paints a pretty suspicious picture. A month ago, GloRilla and Yo Gotti were spotted having a quiet dinner at an Italian restaurant in Atlanta. No social media posts gave away their location, and the outing was meant to be low-key. However, paparazzi photos emerged showing Angela Simmons walking past the same restaurant about 10 minutes later. No invite, no apparent connection, just a random stroll by. Coincidence? Maybe. But given what Glo said, it starts to look more calculated. At a private CMG after-party in Los Angeles, GloRilla shared that Angela arrived halfway through the night, solo, despite the event being invite-only. Angela even posted a selfie from the event with the caption, "Looked too good to stay in tonight." Considering Angela wasn't on the official guest list, her appearance raised eyebrows, especially among the insiders. 2 weeks ago in Miami, Yo Gotti and GloRilla entered a members-only lounge for a private get-together. Later that evening, Angela posted an Instagram story from the same lounge, captioned cryptically, "You never know who you'll run into." Many fans interpreted this as a direct reference to Glo and Yo Gotti's presence. Each of these moments, taken separately, might be explainable by coincidence, but collectively, it's hard to ignore the pattern. GloRilla's repeated accidental meetings with Angela seem less accidental and more like deliberate moves. So, what's really driving this behavior? On the surface, it could just be a clash of personalities and territorial boundaries. A classic triangle where each woman has a different relationship with the same man. From GloRilla's perspective, she's the new rising star, working hard and building a future with Yo Gotti. She respects Angela's history with him, but feels disrespected and uncomfortable with Angela's constant appearances. It's like she's saying, "I'm here, I'm doing my thing, so why do you keep popping up?" On the flip side, Angela Simmons might be feeling protective of her relationship with Yo Gotti or simply wary of GloRilla's growing influence. Her cryptic posts hint at a subtle warning or reminder that she's still in the game and watching closely. This kind of energy, where two women are circling the same man's world, can quickly turn toxic if not addressed. There's a lot at stake: reputations, business deals, personal feelings, and no one wants to be overshadowed or disrespected. Now let's not forget about Yo Gotti himself. He's arguably the most important player here, yet he's keeping a low profile regarding this tension. Gotti's social media continues to show support for GloRilla, posting studio clips, praising her music, and attending public events together. This signals that professionally, he's backing her. Whether this is purely a business relationship or something more personal is still up for debate, but his public actions speak louder than words. As for Angela, there hasn't been a public statement about the situation. Some speculate that Gotti is trying to keep things peaceful and is letting the women handle their issues privately. Others think he might be enjoying the attention, knowing drama keeps him relevant in the spotlight. But Gotti could eventually face pressure to clarify where he stands and set boundaries, especially if the accidental run-ins escalate or start affecting his business and personal brand. Naturally, this kind of drama has sparked massive reactions online. Fans and social media users have been weighing in, with some firmly taking sides and others just watching the show unfold. Teen GloRilla supporters argue that she deserves respect and peace to grow her career without unwanted interference. They praise her for speaking out and setting boundaries, saying she's handling the situation with maturity despite the clear provocation. Teen Angela fans claim Angela's history with Yo Gotti means she has a rightful place in his life. They view GloRilla as the newcomer who needs to respect established relationships. Some fans have even joked about Angela stalking Glo and Yo Gotti's movements, with memes joking about GPS trackers or private investigators. Others hope the women can squash the drama for the sake of their careers and focus on their individual successes. So, what do y'all think? Is this trip just innocent label business or something more? Should Angela be worried, or is GloRilla just overthinking it? And where does Yo Gotti stand in all of this, as a businessman, a boyfriend, or something else entirely? Let's talk about it in the comments below, because we know y'all have thoughts. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more celebrity news, behind-the-scenes tea, and all the drama from the world of hip-hop. This story is still unfolding, so stay locked in, and as always, keep it real.